Hi, everyone, and happy Sunday. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and enjoyed some of the weather. I know last week it was very cold and it felt a lot like winter. So it's extremely hard to believe that by the end of this week, we're entering into the month of May. Wild. I don't know where the time is going. I know that on my end, my days are filled with so many things, work and chasing a toddler around and trying to keep him busy and tire him out. So I am tired and the days are moving very, very quickly. But I hope you guys are staying well and you are looking forward to the week ahead. So as always, I post everything that you'll need for the week ahead tonight. And there is obviously the weekly breakdown. And I'm noticing that some students are doing everything sort of as I suggest, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of as it's broken down. And then some students are actually just sitting down for a chunk of 3 hours and getting it all done in one shot. That's totally fine. The idea with how I'm running the classroom is that, you can really work at your own pace because, again, a lot of you have a lot of responsibilities right now. You're working at grocery stores, you're taking care of your siblings while your parents work, and it's tough. So again, that's the reason for why, I'm doing this and posting everything on Sunday, but you can work at your leisure. And then everything from this week is due, obviously, next Monday at 8 a.m., other than the project, which I'm going to be introducing at the end of this week. It's posted in Classroom now. You can see it, but it's not something that you'll get to until after you've gotten through the first part of the weekly lessons. So with that being said, let's explain what that means. So on Monday, I have posted a lesson. So this lesson is very long. It's obviously in a Google presentation format. I would really suggest that you take notes on this Google presentation as you go through it. There are a number of videos that I fully expect you to watch. It's really important that you do because the videos give a lot of context for what the content is throughout the actual Google slideshow. So again, really important that you look through those videos. Also, it's kind of required because you'll have an assignment that is attached to this lesson. So my recommendation would be that you bring up the lesson and this assignment and work on them in tandem. This assignment has been posted in Classroom. You've each received a copy of it. And so you can go right into the actual assignment and answer the questions directly on the page as you go through the actual presentation. But you really need both open at the same time. That's the idea. So you learn the content from the lesson and then you apply it to the assignment. Okay. Most of the questions in the assignment come directly from watching the videos and going through the actual lesson. And there may be a couple of questions within there that could benefit from additional outside research, but you'll get the idea once you start going through the actual assignment. So I've actually allotted 3 hours for this entire lesson, as well as, well, I should say 2 hours, but it might take you, it'll definitely take you 2 hours. It should take you about 2 hours to get through the lesson and that assignment. So I've allotted that for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So as you can see, you've got a chunk of time to actually go through that, okay? On Thursday, we've actually reached the end of this unit. So in lieu of a formal unit test, we're going to be jumping into another project, and we're actually going to be working on this all next week. So this is not due next Monday. We are going to be working on this all next week. Again, I like to give a lot of time right now for projects because we're all busy, and I really want you to put effort into it because we're not having unit tests right now. So your assignments are really worth a lot, or I should say your major projects and whatnot. With that said, I know Mrs. PC also sent an email out last week mentioning that your marks can go down at this point if you don't do the work, obviously. Now, I'm really lucky with my classes. You guys are incredible students and you're all really doing the work. And I really love that. So thank you so much. It makes my life a lot easier, but also, this is an opportunity for you because now, the expectations are less and, there is less content for you to really shine and just get the work done and achieve good results. So the project here is a social responsibility slam, and you are responsible to actually choose a company that you believe is not doing good stuff. And that's based on the lesson content. So that's why you can really not get to this project until you go through the lesson and the assignment from this week. So the idea behind this is you are the owner of a grassroots organization. So grassroots is typically an organization that is nonprofit, and their sole purpose is really to make the world a better place. Okay, so you are trying to make this world a more ethical place, and your job is to choose a multinational organization that you think is unethical. Okay, they've involved themselves in some sort of unethical practice. So that's going to take a little bit of research for you to figure out what company you want to choose. Okay, so there are going to be a couple parts to this assignment. you're going to have to complete some research. So you're going to compile your research in a Google document, and you're going to include a bibliography page in this Google document at the end of it. Okay. And I want you to just include as much research in this document as you can find about this company. So what it does, but also obviously the unethical part. In this document, I also want you to, with your knowledge, tell me where you believe this company is on the CSR spectrum. So this is based on your own application of the content from class, as well as the research that you've done. You must include at least 5 different sources in your work as well. Okay. Then there's the SLAM. So the SLAM is taking that research and putting it together in a presentation, if you will. Okay, but the presentation is just either you and a video or you voiceover, whatever works for you. But your goal is to basically come up with a name for your grassroots organization and expose this unethical company to the public. The public in this case is me, obviously. Just me that's going to be seeing this video. Okay. So you're going to select this company, you're going to expose the unethical practice to me. You're going to be doing this in the form of a rant or some sort of a slam. So this should either be voice recorded, if you're not comfortable with creating a video like I'm doing now, or you can be video recorded just like I'm doing now. There's an awesome free app on Google Apps called Screencastify, so you can just download that, or you can use your own devices at home, whatever works better for you, depending on your comfort level. If you want, you can create a Google slideshow and have a voiceover while you scan through the slideshow. Again, it really depends on your tech ability and what you're more comfortable doing. And it's just me that will be hearing or seeing this rant. Okay, so think of it like a rant, like a Rick Mercer rant, or some sort of like comedy or newsreel sketch, depending on your comfort ability. So like John Oliver or Colbert O'Brien or what have you. Again, it has to be factual, impactful, powerful, and I'm only asking for 3 minutes. Okay, so that's really not that long, but it's enough information and it's enough of an impact that we can really, as an audience, understand that this company is not one that we should be supporting anymore. Okay. Now, it can be longer than 3 minutes. I always get that question. That's totally fine if you really get into it. But I'm giving the 3-minute timestamp because I want you to know that this is not meant to be something to overwhelm you. It's not a formal presentation. It's literally getting up and saying, like, this is why you should not support this company, okay, from your research. So your submission is going to include the research and the bibliography. So that's in one Google document, as well as any script that you write. And then obviously your multimedia. So that's going to include your video, the slideshow that you produce, your voiceover, whatever it is. I suspect I'll be getting lots of questions on this, and that's fine. Just send me emails, and I can always, again, I can always do a video for you like this where I better explain what to do. Okay. So here are a list of possible companies that you could choose from as a starting point. If you're like, what company do I choose? Really, anything will go. But at the same time, here are some ideas. And you're more than welcome to choose a company off of this list. In fact, I hope that you do. Now, the only caveat is that there's only going to be one company per student. So there is a sign-up sheet. It has been posted in Google Classroom, and it's linked into the project here. And again, it's one company per student. So if, it's kind of a first come, first serve basis, that idea. Okay. I think that pretty well explains it. But again, I know that this is not a classroom environment, a normal classroom environment. So it may be more challenging for you to really understand the context. If you have individual questions, just don't be shy. Okay. This project is not due next Monday. We have all next week to work on it. So don't freak out. Lots of time. But it's definitely something you may want to get a jump start on before you get into next week. Okay. Other than that, everything has been posted in Classroom, all of the deadlines, all of the information. You can get jump start on it starting tonight if you really want to, but you have all week to work through it. That's it. Okay. Again, any questions, send me an email. I hope you guys are keeping well, and I will see you online.